Peace, y'all. It's your guy, DJ Klyph. Welcome back to another episode of the Klyph Notes podcast. Available everywhere you listen to your podcast. Appreciate y'all subscribing, rating, all of those things, man. It goes a long way in helping us do what we're trying to do. This is a good one because I have an opportunity to chop it up with somebody who gives a chance to tell his story and really shares the idea and the concept of believing in yourself, stepping outside of, your comfort zone, and big things can happen. And that's what happened for this dude, man. This episode of the Klyph Notes podcast, it's a conversation with the homie, Riley Brown. Chill. Support for the Klyph Notes podcast comes from Acapella Apparel, an idea born from a love of hip-hop, funk, and soul music and its surrounding cultures. With fashion being a huge visual part of the cultures, they've created expressive images to pay homage, invoke nostalgia, and showcase the elements that make up the lifestyle and cultures of these genres. Acapella, apparel for the music lifestyle. For more information, check out acapella.com. That's AKEPELE.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show you're about to listen to may contain explicit content. So guess what? You need to put them babies to sleep. This is for grown folks only. So we're not held liable for anything you might be offended by. Thank you for listening.
Yes, yeah. Welcome to another episode of the Klyph Notes podcast. Available everywhere you listen to your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, pretty much everywhere. Or you can check out the podcast at klyphnotes.com. Appreciate everybody who's been checking it out, man. Literally all over the planet. I was looking at our last episode that we released, and now I see Italy's rocking with us hard. Of course, the UK is consistent. They still rocking with us in Russia, which is dope. You know what I mean? But definitely appreciate everybody. And of course, our fam over in Australia has been continuing to support and rock with us heavy. So big ups to all of y'all, man. It does not go unnoticed. Remember, you can check out the website, djklyph.com as well. You can also check out the new official release from 3-7 Limited, DJ Klyph Kicks. You can get your pair, rock them in your city. It's just a dope way to support the movement, you know what I mean? And if you go to the website, djklyph.com, there's a link there. You can just go to a live shoes /DJ hyphen Klyph, KLYPH.com, and, rock your DJ Klyph Kicks all over the world. And then make sure if you get them, or when you get them, post some photos, tag me in them, I'll repost them. Just want to show love to everybody who is showing love to the movement, man, for real. All right, man, so we got this conversation we about to get into. This one we've been working on for a while. This man's been crazy busy, so it's really cool to have him come through and rock with me for a minute, tell some stories, you know what I mean, let you know. You probably only have another couple months before you ain't gonna be able to reach him because he's doing his thing like that. But let him know who you are, Cat.
Yeah, what's up? It's Riley Brown. I'm a visual director here in Portland.
What's up, bruh?
What's up?
Chilling, man, chilling. Yo, this is dope, bro. It's dope to be able to sit down and chop it up with you because my assessment or my vision of your growth and what you do is pretty cool, but to hear the backstories is always fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me to kind of see where it started at and how you got to where you're at right now. So let's start with that, man. My recollection of seeing you is my thought was you was a fan. I'd see you at shows with a camera. And, a lot of local hip hop shows, I see you with the camera, but like, where did it all start for you in terms of, getting you on the path to where you're at?
All right. This might get a little lengthy.
That's all right. That's why we here, B. You know what I mean? That's why we here. That's what it's about.
Well, really where everything started, actually started with skateboarding videos.
Oh, word.
And so, I was like, I think like my first time picking up a camera was, I must have been like second grade, third grade, something like that.
Dang, this dude said lengthy. He wasn't lying.
Yeah, but I just started making skate videos with my friends, just growing up through middle school and high high school as well. And when I was actually like, I didn't get involved in the hip hop until like pretty late. Probably when I was like 13. That's when I really started to get involved with hip hop, and really like where my knowledge with all it started. And so,
but wait, when you say going back, when you say skate videos, you mean like production as well? So like shooting video of skaters and then adding music and this, that, and the third?
Yeah. Like because skateboarding was like my life. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, so it was like everything. And like my goal was to be a pro skater, but like you got to be real good. You know what I mean? And I wasn't too good. I was good, but I wasn't like that good. And so I was like, what's the next best thing? And I was like, let's just film skate videos. You know what I mean? And so I was like making my own videos with my friends, just throwing them on YouTube and stuff like that. And then when I was, I'll say when I was like 15, that's when I actually got a DM from Maze Karoma.
What?
Yep.
Shout out to Maze.
I got linked with him through my homie Zaki. He's from Harlem, and he was going to high school with me, and Zaki knew Maze, and I threw one of Zaki's like he's a rapper and producer, and I threw one of his beats on one of my skate videos, and he retweeted it, and then I guess Maze saw it, and then Maze DM'd me, and he was like, you want to do a music video? I was like, yeah. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like 15. He was like, I think he was like 20 or something.
Yeah.
And so that's where like our relationship started. So yeah, Maze and I, like we had a few video projects that were like kind of, you know, they were trash. You know, I'll just say it. But we were like learning, you know what I mean? Like he didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was doing, but we were like just growing and like really figuring stuff out. And then when I was 17, like I got introduced to Renaissance Coalition. So Bryce Lane, Ton Younger, Zoo, Slick Devious, and all like just this collective. I thought it was like the coolest shit.
Yeah.
And so I can cuss on here, right?
Yeah. You can
Okay.
say.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you good.
My bad. But I thought it was like super dope, and they were like, yo, we want to like, we think you're super talented, like we want to, you know, we want you to like document what we're doing, but we also just want to be friends with you. And I just knew it was genuine off the top. And so I started rolling with them, and I had done some music videos like really like 16, 17, kind of going all over the place with it, but like I had done some music videos, and they were cool. I kind of faced like a little like opposition from like my parents, because like we grew up like in the church and stuff, and like I very much am a man of God.
Word.
Like I still am, and but it was like, it was just, they just, you know, it was just an interesting situation, because they were like proud of me, but they were like, we can't, you know, share these because, you know, your friends are talking about all this stuff, and like, but to me it was like, it's fun. It's not only fun, but it's like I'm telling people stories. You know what I mean? Because it's like I grew up, you know, I didn't grow up in the North. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I didn't grow, you know, I grew up in Northeast, but like we're in a relatively like, you know, okay neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but I was just trying to have fun. Like it was just all fun to me, and like, you know, I like the music, you know what I mean? And but then going back to Renaissance Coalition, they so, you know, I'm like 17, 18. I can't, there's like no under 21 shows.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I was just documenting them for a while, and then I was also like, I'm a very like naturally reserved person.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah. And so it was like kind of hard. Like I was just like, after a while, it was, you know, how do I kind of break out of my shell? but I can't go to no shows.
Right.
And so I started just DMing artists, and I was telling them, do you want to do a portrait, some portraits for like an hour?
Yeah.
Just trying to work on my craft, but also work on, kind of breaking out my shell.
Yeah.
And then, 19 to 20, that's really, I was just taking photos, really. I was doing some music videos, but, and I knew in the back of my mind, I said, I got ideas.
Yeah.
So when I turn 21,
Yeah.
we just gonna go.
But when
Yeah.
you started, like when you started shooting videos,
Yeah.
just thinking about the creative process, was it, hey, you have the skill to operate a camera, I'm the artist, I'm coming with you, and this is my vision, and I just want you to operate the camera? Or was it, like, especially early on, like with Renaissance and them cats,
Yeah.
was it, hey, this is the, these are ideas that we have, how do we, like, was it a collaborative situation? Because I would imagine when you're trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
is the creative process that early on, or is it more, let me just get the technical side down? How did that all
I was just shooting.
Okay,
I was
word.
just trying to document everything. And shout out to them because they're very creative people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like Zoo, Slick, Bryce, Ton, Maze. They're all very creative people, and they opened up my mind to all these different types of, influences that I can draw inspiration from.
Right.
And yeah, with, Maze like challenged me the most for real, because we probably had, like three videos that just didn't make the cut. We scrapped them.
Yeah.
And then he really was challenging me. Shout out to him for real. Just to, yeah, just, I don't know, just really challenging me. And yeah, in the beginning too, it was, also just trying to break out of my shell.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're afraid to speak up.
Yeah.
And but I knew I had a talent of, I just had this vision of like, I can literally like see the final video when I'm filming. You know what I mean? Like for instance, like when an artist sends me a song, now it's like when an artist sends me a song, I can literally see the clips.
Word.
I can see the scenes and all that.
Yeah.
And so that's how I know I got, some type, it's just some like visionary type of thing.
Yeah. That's what's up, bro. I mean, and then that's a gift that you have. I mean, when it manifests itself that way. So you because when I first saw you, connected with you, I just knew you as a photographer, and it was a while before I realized that you were also shooting videos. Obviously, you see videos, and I'd watch a YouTube video, but I mean, to keep it 100, oftentimes I'm not looking at the credits in the videos, which is, shame on me for not doing that. So I'm sure that like I've seen stuff that I'd seen stuff that you did, but I just didn't make the connect at that point.
That's how it is. Yeah. That's how it is.
Yeah. So you reaching, first off, big ups to you for, stepping outside of your comfort zone, reaching out to some artists and saying, hey, like I'm offering my services if I, because a lot of folk don't do that, and unfortunately, those are obstacles that don't allow people to really grow their craft like you did. So when I hear stuff like that, I always want to say big ups to you for.
Yeah, I felt like I didn't have an option. You know what I mean? Because I knew the end goal, and my goal back then, I was like, man, it would be dope to go on tour and to do music videos for a living, and do this, do that, and I just realized, man, if I don't step up, it's just gonna be a dream.
Yeah.
So we just gotta do it. It may be uncomfortable, but it's gonna get better after a while.
No doubt.
That's what happened.
That's what's up, bro. So then the next big thing that I remember seeing, and I'm sure that there was stuff that happened in the interim, but was the the gallery showing that you did over at Yanagita. And shout out to my guy Todd. And when they had the Yanagita brick and mortar over in Mississippi, invitations went out, come through, see your work, and I'm sure like I'd seen photos that you took that you posted on social media.
Yeah.
But to be able to see so much of the work that you did live in print was really, really dope. How'd that whole process come together?
Man, Todd literally just emailed me
Word.
and was like, yo, we're trying to open up our space for artists and we want to feature you.
Yeah.
Like, are you down?
Yeah,
I was like, yeah. And then I was like, man, I don't want to just like throw up prints and have that be it. I was like, let's get my friends in here. Let's have my videos playing. Let's just bring it all,
Yeah.
you know? And I remember talking to you and you were like, what's your next move? And I was like, I got to think about it, but I knew it like that night. I was like, we're closing a chapter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got to shift over and do something different.
Yeah.
Because me, like I just try to elevate everything I do. I just try to elevate. Cause like if I stay stagnant for too long, you know, I get frustrated. So I gotta elevate and stuff. And, but it was a super dope night, man. Yeah, I had, I hope my mom don't listen to this. I had like some Hennessy, so I don't really remember too much from that night. But
okay, yeah.
But yeah, it was a blessing.
Yeah,
you know, just to be honored like that, and really, for them to think of me, you know, it was very, very humbling too. I'd done one art show before. It was actually like the year before, or was it like 2 years before? I think it was like 2 years before that. And we sold that out, and like, that was crazy at the time.
Yeah.
And then just to do it, you know, on my own,
yeah,
was like really humbling.
Yeah.
And I may have something soon in the works.
That's what's up.
So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
So in a situation like that, like you said, you brought in folk who you were already in your community.
Yeah.
But obviously there were people who didn't know all that you did. So out of that situation, did you get new connects, new people to work with, new fans that came from either one of those shows?
I would say more so from the second one. The first one, like, no one really knew who we were. Like, we brought in a lot of artists for the first one.
Yeah.
The second one, it was actually crazy because I had posted the flyer and stuff, and then my roommates were like, this is kind of getting shared like all over the place. And then, you know, like, and then Wynn tweeted it, and like, and then we, you know, I just felt like it was getting, you know, a lot of coverage and stuff. And yeah, I don't know if I made any like specific connections from that I can really remember. But I mean, it was people in there I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, people that just walked in, and you know, so that was pretty dope.
That'd
to
be
see.
crazy, B.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Somebody comes in and sees the art and it's like, yo, the artist is here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So was it around that time? Like, so at what point did you connect with Dodger?
I connected with Dodger. I first seen Dodger perform at I think it was the Airs. I don't think it was the 1 year anniversary. It was like an after party.
Okay.
Downtown, and I'd first seen Dodger perform there. And what really struck out to me was how it's like I mean, and shout out to all the other Airs artists, but when Dodger went on, it's like everyone in the room, their energy shifted. And she just had the attention of everybody. And I was like, who is this? Like, she's super, like, she just be grabbing attention like that. And then I seen, you know, Squadron, the video, and all the stuff she was doing with Eris at the time. And then I did a photo shoot with her. Man, this must have been like 2 years ago. And it took me a while to like to open up a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Like Dodger's the same way. Like
Mhm.
it takes her some time to open up
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
But I think like us just being naturally reserved people,
Mhm.
but also being very talented,
Right.
and it's a certain type. I can't really explain the energy.
Yeah.
You know, we all share that same energy. All Better Safe Than Social, all of her crew, like
Mhm.
we're all like maybe like reserved people, but we all have these talents that we know we have something to give to the world.
Yeah.
And we just connected like that.
Yeah.
And just over the years, like just getting to know her, and slowly opening up and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah. I bring her up because I remember the work that I saw, the photos that I saw that you'd done with her.
yeah,
I just remember looking at that and going, oh wow, that's like some really dope stuff.
yeah,
And I would imagine some of that comes from what you just described. Just the connection that you have allows what you capture to be special, like to capture that energy, I would imagine.
yeah. I had like I remember a few of the photos, like her in the studio and her in Chicago and
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm thinking specifically the Chicago stuff.
Yeah, and that was like, I literally, I remember she posted that, and I was at work. She posted the show, and I was just like, I was at work, and I'm like, I'm gone. I'm just gonna buy my ticket right now. I went to the bathroom at work. I bought my plane ticket, and
Oh, for real?
I just texted her. I'm like, I'm going with you. Like, I'm capturing this.
Oh, that's what's up.
And yeah, she was super stoked.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So again, continuing to grow, working with other artists.
Yeah.
At this stage of your career, you introduce yourself as video, but do you feel like video is where's your heart more, video or photography, or is it both? Are they different?
It's both, but I don't want to limit myself to either one. You know, I know we talked about that last time I was here. I'm shifting again. Yeah. Just like with the art show, like I'm shifting everything.
Yeah.
And really like, I feel like this year, like I've done a lot of work. The past couple of years, I've done a lot of work. But if I just limit myself to being the video guy in Portland,
yeah,
that's not good for me. Right now, I'm wrapping up a lot of work. I'm just catching up on a lot since we did Wynn's video. Shout out to Wynn. Thank you again for that look. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a minute.
But I'm shifting again, and I feel like I want to get into more short pieces, narrative pieces, branding work. I gotta expand. I can't just, basically my goal right now is to get, by the end of the year, to get into an ad agency, so I can have the stable income first.
Yeah.
Because I do work for myself, which is fun, but it's also sketchy. But I'm trying to get that, but I'm also trying to get the resources and the networking, because they have stuff that, like, it's just easier if you're at an agency and you can connect with people and you can network with people. Because I'm as busy as I am, and I don't necessarily have time for all that. You know what I mean? And so I, really for the rest of the year, I'll be like formulating ideas. I'll still be putting some stuff out, but I need to get back to listening to myself, listening to what I have to give to the world, because I feel like I do have a lot of things to give to the world that can help a lot. But sometimes when it's a lot going on, it's work and your personal life and all that, like it can distract you. Not necessarily in a bad way, but it's when you're trying to focus on all these different things at once, one area is going to get weighed down. And so I'll really be focusing on like just my ideas, because you know, I just want to be doing something that people don't expect, you know,
Gotcha.
just like how you were like, I didn't know you did video
Right.
until then.
Right.
It's like, okay, now everybody knows I do video.
Right.
People probably don't even know I still do photography, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? But then
Yeah.
they're gonna know I do this, you know, or I do, like, if we do another art show, I got like actually like an installation instead of like just photos on the wall, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or you know, even getting into one of the biggest things I want to get into is mental health.
Oh, word.
You know, and I have this vision. I'm not gonna say all of it on the
Nah, bro, you can't put all your
for the
business out
airwaves
there.
and
Right,
stuff. Yeah.
right.
But we, you know, like, and really, like, mental health is something, you know, I've been dealing with, like everybody.
Yeah.
You know, we've all been dealing with it, especially as you an artist. Like, your mental health is very, very important. You know, you can draw inspiration from it, but it's also important to take care of yourself. And so, I want to be able to, like, provide resources, you know, that to really help people and educate people. And also, you know, I feel like even just like confidence as an artist, you know, and that's something that, like, I deal with too. But I just want to be able to, like, help people, motivate people, and, you know, teach people, like, you know, you don't gotta listen to this person weighing you down. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can have give them the tools to really, like, build themselves up, and to just not be afraid. Because I know it's people that have, like, came up to me and they're like, I admire what you do, and you know, it motivates me to be better. Or, you know, I even had I don't know who it was, but I had someone come up to me and they're like, they said, you know, I'm a videographer, and, you know, I'm, like, really passionate about it, but sometimes I see your stuff and it discourages me, because it's like, how am I going to be able to make something like that?
Yeah.
But it's like, we're not in competition with each other. Like, I want to help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to help you, because I was in that position where I was looking at videos that, like, now I could easily do, and I was like, that's the best. You know, back then I was like, that's the best video I've ever seen.
Right,
but now
right.
it's like, we've been working at it, and, like, okay, cool, we can do that.
Yeah.
What other ideas we got?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, just not being weighed down by not trying to be discouraged.
Right.
You know what I mean? We just here to help. And I feel like, you know, I feel like we're not, I feel like Portland hip hop is in a better state than it was, definitely, like, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I feel like we just need to help each other more. You know what I mean? Like, we need to really, you know, it's like silent egos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know about it.
Yeah, I believe me. Look, yeah. But I mean, big ups to you for speaking on that, though, bro.
Yeah.
Because I've talked to a number of folk, both publicly, like via broadcast, and then just in private conversations about mental health. And I personally believe that it's an area that's underserved in our society as a whole.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree with you. When you're an artist, there are things that you have to deal with that might be different from the person who's going to the 9 to 5 in the office or whatever the case may be. But I think we all, to a certain degree, deal with that. And I think that there are more resources that we can make people aware of that exist, but people don't necessarily know how to access them.
Yeah, and I'm you know, I'm speaking broadly about it, you know, because I admit, like, I haven't done as much research as I, you know, need to even, like, start with something like that.
Right.
You know, and so I need to be studying on that. And really, like, I look at myself as, like, I just want to serve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I really just want to help people.
Yeah.
It's no, like, extra shit that comes with that. It's no, like, fake, like, you know how some people be like, oh yeah, it's all positive vibes and all this, but it's really not.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, like, and, you know, as clearly as I can say this, like, I really just want to help.
Yeah.
And I just want to make stuff better for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to stand up for, like, everybody. And, you know, that may come as a shock to some people, because it's like, oh, right, like, oh, he's quiet, or like, you know, some people are like, I've had some people be, like, intimidated by, like, you know, the fact that I am reserved, and like, you know, I've had you know, some people say like, oh, I don't know how to approach him and all this stuff. And so I need to get better at that, you know, just being more open and, you know, not feeling like I'm not trying to present myself as like, you know, better or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, you know, I need to watch how like I really just present myself.
Like you want to make sure that people know you're approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, you know, and it's hard. It's hard for me. It's just something that, you know, like I said, I've just been like reserved for like most of my life. And so it's kind of hard to, you know.
But, you know, but even with that though, bro, you know, I think some of it, to be honest with you, is we have to, even in our own space, we have to be comfortable enough in our own skin to know that I can go up and speak to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, and I think even you putting that out there, letting people know, hey, I want to be, you know, I want you to know you can come up to me, ask me a question or whatever. But then it's still on the individual who's listening to this to know, okay, I can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is hard, especially in the position you are right now, because as you mentioned, to a certain group of people, they look up to you because of the things that you've been able to do, and they can look and see that you're doing some of the things that maybe they aspire to do. So, you know, you can be a mentor to somebody who doesn't even know you yet.
Yeah.
But I think we also have to encourage people to, you know, be confident in reaching out to people. I mean, there are a lot of people and I say it that way because I have conversations with people very often who say what you just said, but feel like I'm not quite sure how to go about it. You know, I don't know, how do I reach out to people? How do I let people know that I'm there and that I'm available? I'm gonna throw you a little bit of a curveball. I had a conversation. I've been having conversations with people recently about supporting and helping, specifically the hip hop scene, but I think the local music scene grow, and what that looks like what that means to help. And I believe that it means a lot to people when you can encourage them and celebrate the things that they do. But and this is the question I guess I have. Does that how do I ask this? I think that sometimes we can do a disservice to people when we don't let them know that the work that they're doing needs work. You know what I'm saying? I think that.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know if people know, but we're all our biggest critic, you know, and I agree with you when you say that, like, you know, it feels like most people, like if their friends make something and it's like, maybe it's like mediocre or something, but they're like, oh, that's dope. Yeah, let's do, you know. I feel like we just need to be more honest.
That's yes.
You know?
Yes.
And it's working with people that like it's just being in an honest group of people. And you know, that's hard to find. Like it really is sometimes, for real. Luckily, like I've had a great example when I've edited, I did the edit on her DL music video, and I did the thesis music video. I directed the thesis. She's like in the bro, she is locked in the studio nonstop, like probably the hardest worker I know. Yeah. And for her DL music video, we went through like 6 different cuts. Thesis music video, we went through, I think we went through like 3 different cuts, but we redid the color like 3 times, and you know, it was just her and I sat down for hours, man.
Yeah.
But if you look at the first cut of the thesis and you look at the final, it's day and night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just being honest. And I feel like people, it's interesting because art is hard to critique. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it comes from it comes from your heart.
Mhm.
It comes from where you're from. It comes from your experiences and all that. And so it's hard to kind of tell someone, it's hard to tap into someone else's world and say, like, you should do this different or that different.
Right.
But, you gotta have that constructive criticism to improve.
Right.
You have to.
Because let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So knowing nothing about videography, really nothing about photography.
Yeah.
There's certain like basic rules that apply, right? Like if I take my camera and I go to a local concert and I take a bunch of pictures, you could look at those photos and I would imagine there's got to be just some concrete things that you can look at and say, okay, I see what you were trying to do there, Klyph, and I know that you're saying, I took the picture this way because I wanted this artistic whatever. Even within that, there's some basic things that you got to be able to look at and say, yeah, bro, but that's not a good picture. Like it's not even about the art.
Yeah.
Like the technical pieces are not. That's what I'm talking about. So not to crush your creative process, but to say, me, Riley, I'm a professional at this. I can help you with these specific things that will help you take your art, if somebody's coming to you, to the next level. You can give somebody a couple tips to help them take their video work. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that I'm talking about. Like how do we do that without people saying, "Oh man, you just a hater."
Bruh, people gotta be open.
Come
you know
on.
what I mean? People have to be open to letting someone give constructive criticism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that, it's really just like, it comes with experience, being open to listening to somebody. And I find that people actually, like, when people ask me my opinion on certain things, like, whether it's video or photos or whatever, like, there's always something like I can, give them tips on, like you said. But you also gotta have that attitude as a creator. It's like, you're not the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have everything figured out.
Right.
I don't have everything figured out.
Right.
People think my stuff is amazing, but I'll make a video and 2 days later I'll be like, I did that wrong, that wrong, that wrong, that wrong, that wrong.
Yeah.
And it's just being humble enough to just to get other people's feedback and to, not look at it as like, oh, they're a hater or whatever. Cause it's, sometimes it's like, you gotta fix this. It's just being, and it depends on the person you ask for, advice from too, or constructive criticism from as well.
Yeah.
It has to be like I'm just trying to help.
Right.
And it's not, and I know how it is in today's world where it's like, oh, you just hating.
Yeah.
But that's like your ego. You're not letting your pride down to,
Right.
take feedback.
Because I mean, the truth of the matter is, everybody's always gonna have an opinion. So that's just
always.
real. That's just real. But I think it's like you mentioned, man. The local scene is in a really nice place right now, and I think if we think about continuing to grow and make it healthy and make it better, then I think at some point we just can't settle. And I think sometimes even when we're quote unquote making moves, the moves are lateral. You know what I mean? And so I look at someone like yourself. If there's a young person coming up, I hope that they would look at the work that you've done. I hope that they would come to you. I hope that they would be receptive. You know what I'm saying? If somebody said, hey, we're doing an art show and you're invited, that they would say, like, let me know, how I think this is dope. Everybody in my circle of influence thinks this is dope. But just because, Riley, you've got more experience, like, tell me what can I work on so that I can make it even that much better. As a whole, that's one of the things that I'm looking. I think that's the next step for our scene, to say, okay, let's come together and and really grow this situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so a while ago, shout out to Wynn, as you mentioned, man. She invited me to come through the studio listen to some of the work that she was doing, and I had an opportunity to hear the completed project. By the time this drops, the project will be out, but I don't want to say much more just in case things change. Mm-hmm. But at any rate, going through the process, and she said that she was reaching out to you to capture the process of creating the project, like you take video and pictures and stuff in the studio. Mm-hmm. And then as that went on, she let me hear the thesis, and she told me the features that she was trying to get at that point. I don't know if she had them all, the features she was trying to get for the thesis. And then she got everybody locked in, and then she said, and then I found out that she was shooting a video. Yeah. And it's been amazing. Now that the thesis is out, you can check it out. It's all over YouTube. It's pretty much everywhere, man. If you're not familiar yet, if you listen to this podcast, you're absolutely familiar. So you know when Drop This Joint. And people are saying that in recent times, it's been one of the most, it's just been a great look for Portland hip hop. Mm-hmm. One, because of the people that Wynn secured. I mean, she's got a veteran MC with Versatile, an up-and-coming MC with Kayla J, rap champion Immaculate, someone who represents Portland on such a big stage, both in music and then even outside of music, community work, and of course athletics with Damian Lillard. And then she just holds her own. She had this vision to bring that together, but then also reached out to the Portland hip hop community and said, hey, like, come be a part of this. Yeah. Which was dope. And then she shot it in Pioneer Square, B. Like, what? So, like, that whole process, as you mentioned, you directed that video. That whole process, what was that like for you, doing something on that scale? And you've done some big stuff, like the stuff you did with Covey. Yeah. You've done some really, really good stuff with Covey, you know what I'm saying? But like, that process in particular, working on the thesis.
Yeah, so I remember, when I was editing DL, mm-hmm. I think this was when she was first starting to, it was like the early stages of her tape, which is about to drop. And I think it was like the early stages of the studio too. Yeah. Like they had just completed the studio and all that. Yeah. And so she played me, like, I was editing DL. I was in the studio like most of December, just editing that video, and also just capturing footage and all that. Yeah. And she, I seen on the little board she had the thesis. Yeah. And she was telling me about it. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna get like all these Portland MCs, and I think at that time she had mentioned she was gonna get Dame on the track. Uh-huh. And originally she was just like, yeah, I want you to come through and film when everyone lays down their verse and stuff. And I was like, okay, for sure. Yeah. That's dope. Right. And then, kind of like was put in the back burner. And then in July, she just texted me one night. She's like, hey, remember that track thesis I got with all these, all these Portland artists? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you still need me to film the verses being laid down? She's like, no, I want you to direct the video. I'm like, all right. Yeah. And we had like 2 weeks to really plan it, to coordinate with everyone's schedule and, make sure Dame was available. Right. And that was like the biggest budget that I've ever worked with. I was able to bring in, my friends to help shoot, and Fan with the drone, and my homie Vinny with the lighting, and we were supposed to shoot it on top of where the Portland sign is at on that roof. Yeah. And then they pulled out last minute. Okay. Over something I'm probably not going to say on radio. Nope. They decided to pull out. Okay. And we had like, man, me and Wynn must have had like 15 or 20 conversations on the phone in like 2 days. Yeah. Just scrambling, trying to find something. And we were going to do Pioneer. Like that was plan B. Yeah. And I I was like, I don't even know how you rent out Pioneer. Like, how do you do that?
Right.
And she's like, no, we got it covered. I'm like, all right. And then they almost pulled out last minute. And, but we got it figured out. And really, like, yeah, over like pretty much the 2 days that we shot, it's really like, it was pretty simple to film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a cypher type of record. And then, yeah, pulling up to Pioneer, that was nuts, because it was like, I guess, like, my homie Vinny, who was running lighting, he was like, he went to art school, and he was like, bro, in art school, like, all throughout art school, they told me, like, you cannot shoot in Pioneer Square. It's like the one place. When I was at the camera rental shop getting, like, lenses and stuff, and I was telling them, like, yeah, we're going to shoot in Pioneer, and they're like, good luck with that.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, we gotta, it's all rented out, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so we literally shut down, we just shut down Pioneer Square, like, in the Sunday evening. That was nuts. We had, like, I know when Dame pulled up, we had, like, there was like a crowd of people behind us.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, what I get into, bro? It just felt like a dream. It honestly felt like a dream. Like, I don't remember, like, filming that.
Yeah.
All that. And it was just one of those moments where, like, even like throughout this year, I was like, man, all this is leading up to something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna lead up to something big. I know it. And then we did that. We did the thesis video, and it was just like a really, like, a defining moment for Portland hip hop.
Yeah.
For real. Just to bring together Portland artists, and just showing what we're about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
it's, to have that filmed in such an iconic place as Pioneer Square. But you did such a good job of capturing the essence of the city as well, man. The drone footage was dope.
Yeah.
Being able to not only capture Pioneer Square, but the idea of having the artists represented in their, represent their neighborhoods, where they're from. I mean, the way it was all pulled together, it just came off so well.
Yeah, and I think that was like I think that was Wynn's idea.
Yeah.
Me and Wynn actually co-directed it.
Yeah.
So she had this vision, but she really, like, handed it off to me, and so yeah.
That's what's up, bro.
Shout out to her again.
Exactly. Good people,
a lot of
man.
shout outs.
Yeah, man, good people. It's cool because this episode will drop after Wynn's episode is coming up, so I can say that, and we get an opportunity to talk about. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's I'm happy for you that things have happened the way that they've happened. I feel like definitely well deserved. I think
Thank you.
Your self-assessment of being reserved, I just look at as humility. I feel like you've always been, like, you're not about let me get out front and get the shine. You're just about let me offer my gift to whomever, and I think that should be commended. I think that oftentimes that doesn't happen enough. Sometimes I think it's, it feels kind of weird to compliment one, and, like, if it's not the big yo whatever,
Yeah.
but just like some real, like, nah, bruh, like you're a talented cat, and the way you operate, I think is really, really dope. It was so cool to me when when Wynn had the video release situation.
And I almost forgot about that.
You know what I mean? Where Portland had an opportunity to see the video
Oh my
before
gosh.
anybody else, and I think that was so big of her to do that. To really make this video about Portland in terms of those who were part of it, and then those who got to witness the completed project.
Yeah.
And the reception that you got, was so well deserved, bro. So just once again, I want to encourage people, if you haven't checked it out yet, you got to check out the thesis video by Wynn, directed by this man right here. And like you said, man, I think it's a special part of the Portland hip hop history, and you're definitely a part of that. You know what I mean? In a real tangible way. So I know that you've got some things in the works, like you said. Nothing to really speak on right now, but there are definitely some things I know that you're working on. If people just want to like stay connected with you, and I did mention it, the website. People need to go check out the website RileyBrownPDX.com.
Yeah.
Because you have the thesis video is there, plus other visuals that you've done, you have there.
Yeah.
Photos that you've done, you have there. But if people are just trying to either connect because they want to enjoy your artwork, or people who want to connect on a more personal level, like reach out, what's the easiest, best way to do that?
Man, if you see me at an event, come up to me. Don't think I got no ego. You know what I mean? I know I'm a Leo, and we got that ego energy and stuff. You know what I mean? But for real, like I just want to help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you need advice on something, just come up to me.
That's what's up.
Yeah, just and check out my website. Instagram is all the same at Riley Brown PDX. And yeah, I'm excited because I'm gonna revamp a lot of stuff, man.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I'm not, probably like a year from now is, it's gonna be completely different. So yeah, I'm ready.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Any last little pieces that you want to put out there for your fans, for the listeners? It's funny, like if I had cameras in here, y'all could see Riley always looked like he got like this. He's like this thing that he just can't say. Like this thing he just gotta keep it on the low.
Man, I just say work hard and stay passionate, and don't let people weigh you down. You know what I mean? I feel like we have as much as there are people that appreciate art, it's also a lot of people that are looking to weigh down artists. And don't be afraid to, if you got an idea, just go for it. Don't be afraid of no opposition. And if you got an idea, it's gonna change the world. Like, let's do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you don't know how long you're gonna live.
True that.
So you might as well just get it.
True that.
Yep.
That's what's up, man. My dude, Riley Brown. Bro, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
This is really, really good, bro. Check him out once again, RileyBrownPDX.com. There's links there to the social media. And support folk, man. Support folk who you see out there making good art. Support people who you see out there doing good things, and just simply support good people, man, because that's what it's about. I mean, I appreciate you, Kat.
Thank you, bro.
Absolutely, man. My dude, Riley Brown. You'll see more pretty amazing stuff coming from him really, really soon. Got to give some special shout outs, man. Once again, I want to give a shout out to our supporters over at Acapella Apparel. They are clothing for the music lifestyle, man. Check them out, akepele.com. They've recently released the 5th anniversary Acapella logo tee. It's dope. Yeah, I mean, we're getting into the winter months here in the Northwest, man. They got some winter gear for you as well. So check them out and support the supporters, man, like they support us. Once again, Acapella Apparel, akepele.com. And X-Ray FM continuing to support the local music scene, but being gracious hosts of the recording of the Klyph Notes podcast. So check out X-Ray FM. And great programming there. Check out the website, click on the donate button, become a member of the X-Ray FM family today. Once again, you can also cop your pair of the official first 3-7 limited shoe, the DJ Klyph tennis shoes. You can check that out. If you go to the website, djklyph.com, you get more information on that. And last but never, ever, ever least, to the homie, Theory Has It, for creating the official theme song for the Klyph Notes podcast. Once again, the Klyph Notes podcast is available everywhere you listen to your podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Pandora, or you can go to klyphnotes.com. You can hit me up with a message at klyphnotes@gmail.com. That's KLYPH notes@gmail.com. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, be sure to rate for me. And if you listen on Alexa, just, ask Alexa to enable the Klyph Notes podcast. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us, man. Until we have an opportunity to do this again, y'all be blessed. Peace.